Hi there, I'm Kennedy. I'm your hostess, and I'm joined by savvy and cruel entrepreneur Camille Foster from Free Think Media. And our special guest for the hour is Reason Magazine's senior editor, Peter Suderman. Matt Welch is on a crowded boat. Yet we are the independents. Oh, very true. Today, Senator Rand Paul filed a lawsuit against President Obama, National Intelligence Director James Clapper, NSA Director Keith Alexander, and FBI Director James Comey over surveillance. Senator Paul had this to say.
There's a huge and growing swell of protest in this country of people who are outraged that their records would be taken without suspicion, without a judge's warrant, and without individualization.
Look how handsome Matt Kibbe looks. All right, well, Rand was, of course, joined in the suit by others, including FreedomWorks CEO Matt Kibbe, who joins us by satellite. Matt, what is the meaning of this lawsuit? Welcome, by the way.
Hey, welcome. Thanks. The purpose of this lawsuit, it's going to be what I believe will be one of the largest class actions in the history of the United States. And it's because anybody that owns a cell phone, some 300 million people, were spied upon by the NSA and violated their fundamental Fourth Amendment rights.
Is this the largest class action lawsuit ever filed?
We're not sure. We think it is, actually, and it's because of the sweeping nature of what the NSA has been up to. And we think it's one of those teachable moments where the president has crossed the line. He crosses the line on so many things these days, but this is one of those nonpartisan, bipartisan issues where anybody that's a civil libertarian should be bent out of shape about this breach of power.
Matt, Rand Paul is someone who is often talked about as a potential contender for the Republican nomination in 2016. And I think you have to see this in some ways as laying down a political marker. Do you think that this is the direction that the Republican Party is going, that the party of George Bush is going to embrace a lawsuit against the NSA and against surveillance?
Well, I think it's where the American voters are going, and you're seeing less and less party affiliation from both Democrats and Republicans. And I think Rand Paul gets that. Obviously, in this particular case, he's participating as a citizen, not as a politician. But somebody, somewhere, maybe it's a Republican, maybe it's a Democrat, is going to catch the sense that Americans are fed up with partisan BS and looking for someone that's actually going to stand up for basic rights.
Well, Matt, whether or not this lawsuit is successful, grassroots support for reforming the surveillance program still matters a great deal. Are you at all concerned about the steady drip of information that we've been getting from these leaks? It seems like every day there's a new revelation. Are you at all concerned that perhaps people will be a little burnt out at some point?
No, I think you're right. You got to build grassroots interest in this. You got to build understanding of what our basic constitutional rights are. And that drives both the potential of us getting this to the Supreme Court, but it also drives the potential of us getting a legislative fix. Congress, it does have a responsibility to check executive power. They haven't really practiced that. It all comes back to constituent beliefs and to public opinion. And the drip, 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 I think is a perfect storm, combined with IRS abuses, combined with all of these random executive orders. This is the one issue that connects both with Democrats, Republicans, independents, and libertarians.
All right, now let me ask you, what is the end game? Because Senator Paul has talked about taking this all the way to the Supreme Court. But what do you want to do? What sort of reform are you looking for? What is the ultimate end?
We want injunctive relief, which basically means that we want the NSA to stop doing what they're doing, and we want them to give up all of these records that they've been hoarding in their secret confines. So we just want it to stop.
All right, Matt Kibbe, thank you very much for joining us, CEO of FreedomWorks.
Thanks, Kennedy.
Right there. All right, very good.